Alright, we're back again. And last we left off, we were about to enter the very ominous Castle Redcliff. Because Arl Eamon's supposed wife came out here and demanded that his brother, Van Tegan, went off to the castle with them alone and was not allowed to bring the well-armed, well-equipped adventurers with him for some strange reason. But Arl Eamon was, Van Tegan was like, yo, this is ultra sus. Take this and sneak in from the back so nobody knows you were there. I'm like, alright, got you. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sneak in through this secret passage. Nobody ever would have found. Look how secret this is. How would anyone ever see this?
Let's get started.
I locked myself in a cage once when I was a child. For an entire day. Ah, good times.
Alistair, you need a therapist, my friend. Dire need of a therapist. Oh God! Get him! Get them undeadies. You guys got this. Oh, you're doing such a good job. Get him. I guess I ran right past him.
Fear is your
Yeah, oh, nice. Nice though. Cut his head clean off.
Hello? Who's there? Is there anyone alive out there? Wait, you don't look like the Arlessa's guards. Are you from outside the castle?
We're from outside this entire village, my friend. Like, who are you supposed to be?
My name is Jowan. I'm a mage Lady Isolde hired to tutor her son Connor. Until they, threw me into the dungeon here.
What did you do?
You don't know? I thought everyone knew. I poisoned Arl Eamon.
I just wanted you to say it, though. Yeah, I know that, but, like, did you do anything else? Like, I don't know, the walking corpses?
I know it looks suspicious, but I'm not responsible for the creatures and the killings in the castle. I was already imprisoned when all that began. At first, Lady Isolde came here with her men, demanding that I reverse what I'd done. I thought she meant my poisoning of the Arl. That's the first I heard about the walking corpses. She thought I'd summoned a demon to torment her family and destroy Redcliff. She had me tortured. There was nothing I could do or say that would appease her. So they left me to rot.
Okay, first, why did you poison Arl? I'm guessing Loghain?
I was instructed to by Terran Loghain. I was told that Arl Eamon was a threat to Ferelden, that if I dealt with him, Loghain would settle matters with the Circle. You see, I'm a Maleficar, a blood mage.
You, a blood mage? Truly? I would never have guessed.
A blood mage? Well, that isn't good.
I dabbled in the forbidden arts, and they condemned me to death for it. I thought Loghain was giving me a chance to redeem myself. But he's abandoned me here, hasn't he? Everything's fallen apart, and I'm responsible! I have to make it right somehow. I have to!
Okay, so now we have confirmation that it was in fact Loghain that poisoned the Arl. Okay, so why did the Arlessa need a mage to tutor her son in particular?
Connor had started to show signs. Lady Isolde was terrified the Circle of Magi would take him away for training.
Connor? A mage? I can't believe it.
She sought an apostate, a mage outside the Circle, to teach her son in secret so he could learn to hide his talent. Her husband had no idea.
Okay, perhaps her son is the one that accidentally summoned a bunch of walking corpses and, you know, made pals with a demon because he wasn't properly trained in the first place?
I thought that too. Connor has little knowledge of magic, but he may have done something to tear open the veil. With the veil to the Fade torn, spirits and demons could infiltrate the castle. Powerful ones could kill and create those walking corpses.
Alright, so why would she be scared of her son being a mage? This is rather common.
Because he would be taken away forever. A mage cannot inherit a title, even the son of a powerful Arl. She's also a pious woman. Her son having magic was humiliating.
Alright, and Arl Eamon had no idea that his son could, like, shoot fireballs.
No, she was adamant that he never find out. She said that he'd do the right thing, even if it meant losing their son, and that infuriated her.
Yeah, Zold's garbage. How much magic did you teach Connor?
Some. But he's still very young. He can barely cast a minor spell, never mind something more powerful. At least not intentionally. Like I said, he may have torn the veil accidentally. If he's involved in this at all, I really don't know.
Alright. Think I understand the situation a bit better now.
I never meant for it to end like this. I swear. Let me help you fix this.
I say this boy could still be of use to us, but if not, then let him go. Why keep him prisoner here?
Hey, let's not forget he's a blood mage. You can't just set a blood mage free.
Better to slay him. Better to punish him for his choices. Is this Alistair who speaks, or the Templar?
I'd say it's common sense. We don't even know the whole story yet.
Give me a chance, please.
I see. Alright, so if I let you go, you say you're gonna make things right. Right?
Well, I tried to save anyone still up there. There must be something I can do.
Alright, and after that, what happens?
Afterwards, I assume I'll be arrested, or executed, or whatever people like me get. I'm tired of running from the circle. I need to account for what I've done.
That's commendable, if it is true.
I'm glad you think so. So what now?
Alright, I'm gonna let him go. Cause, he seems like too much of a weenie to, lie to me, so I'll let you out.
You're letting me out? And what then?
Like, well, like, you can come with me to try and fix the situation like you just said.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'd like to help out, but I'm not so sure I want to follow you into danger exactly.
Oh my god, you big weenie. Just do whatever, just don't make things worse.
I won't, I promise. I will find a way to fix this somehow.
Alright. Calm down, Alistair, it's fine. Alistair, chill out. Here. Well, if I give you a shiny trinket, I'll give you, like, see? You want a little action figure? Here's the action figure.
I could get used to this, you know.
There you go. Happy now. Is there anything? Yeah, there's nothing inside of the cages. So I don't have to go in every single one. Sometimes there's skeleton corpses with items, you never know. Pile of filth. Alright. I hope these clearly different models don't stand up out of the blue when I heard hit a certain threshold in this area. Oh no, they did it!
You are
Open fire! Strike and kill!
Next time. Not bad at all.
Oh, Zev leveled up. Yay! Yay for Zev. Alright, now we've made it into the actual castle. Not just a dungeon. I don't know if I want to go in there yet. It's the big area.
This won't take
Get
long.
him.
Oh no, you don't!
Time for a little bloodletting, I see.
I am your death! Now, quarter!
Alright, well since they're already dead.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
You don't know how to pick locks, Severin. You don't know how. Sorry to break this to you. Alright, let's go back around. That's not the room I thought it was. Oh god, shards!
This should be easy enough. Is that all you got? Lost me and you can pay! Oops. You're drooling and save some dignity.
Now the fun part.
It's your time to die!
Ease fix. Wait. Let me see something. Does this armor have stats? Okay, I took a bit of a detour there to try and figure out what was happening. My character was taking an odd amount of damage, and for some reason, only the modded armor I have seems to have a weird quirk where it says increases incoming damage. I don't know why. It's very strange. Like, regular armor is fine. It's only this modded armor, so I'm not sure what's going on. Alright, I had to play through a little tiny bit of the game because things broke horribly. I was trying to figure out what was going on. Apparently my armor increases the amount of damage I take for some reason. Don't know how that happened, don't know why. But I gotta deal with it now because I'm not wearing ugly armor. I would rather take more damage. Go get him. Oh, hey. Valena, I was kind of looking for you.
Please, don't hurt me.
Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Valena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone?
Hey, you're the Smith's daughter, yes?
You know my father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here?
Yeah, just follow the trail of corpses and you should be fine.
But the monsters!
Oh, just go. They're mostly dead.
I'll find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
She hath been rescued.
This should be easy enough.
At least I don't gotta take her back. She'll find her own way. I did the hard part of murdering all the monsters in your path. Okay, this is actually a much different session from the last time I played because this game is just, it's full of ghosts. It's very cursed. There was many installing and uninstallings that occurred. All of these are dead. Oh good, I have, everything looks mostly okay. Everything should be fine. I think. Yeah, I had to re-download a bunch of mods and I'm not sure I found them all. Because at one point in time, it decided, the game decided, I'm not sure which thing did it, but it uninstalled all of my mods at one point. Despite it saying that the mod folder still existed, so when I actually went and looked for it. So anyway, I was determined though to finish this game. I wasn't gonna let it defeat me. Not this time. This is my final playthrough and I'm gonna freaking do it. But yeah, we defeated the thingies here. They're all dead. And now we can let these dudes in, I think, hopefully. Let me just make a nice clean save without the other mods in it. Okay. Open the gates. Hello.
You have opened the gates. That is good. My men and I are eager to see our Arl again. Shall we enter the main hall together? It must be held if we are to regain control of the castle.
What happened to my subtitles? Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Let us go now then, and see what awaits us there.
Oh, I gotta fix some other things too, I guess. I like to see the subtitles anyway. Alright, shenanigans!
So these are our visitors. The ones you told me about, Mother.
Yes, Connor.
And this is the one who defeated my soldiers. The ones I sent to reclaim my village.
Yes.
And now it's staring at me. What is it, Mother? I can't see it well enough.
This is a woman, Connor. Just as I am.
You lie! This woman is nothing at all like you. Why, just look at her. Half your age, and pretty too. I'm surprised you don't order her executed in a fit of jealousy.
Connor, I beg
Wow.
you. Don't hurt anyone.
Mother? What's happening? Where am I?
Oh, thank the Maker. Connor, can you hear me?
Get away from me, fool woman! You are beginning to bore me.
Maker's breath. What has happened here?
Grey Warden, please don't hurt my son. He is not responsible for what he does.
He is 100%. Well, not 100%. Half of this is your fault too. But seriously, he is the evil force you spoke of.
No! Don't say that!
So, the boy has become an abomination and sundered the veil.
Connor didn't mean to do this. It was that mage, the one who poisoned Eamon. He started all this. He summoned this demon. Connor was just trying to help his father.
And made a deal with the demon to do so? Foolish child.
It was a fair deal. Father is alive. just as I wanted. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne and send out armies to conquer the world. Nobody tells me what to do anymore.
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
Quiet, Uncle! I warned you what would happen if you kept shouting, didn't I? Yes, I did. But let's keep things civil. This woman will have the audience she seeks. Tell us, woman, what have you come here for?
Alright. I like this option. Me, I know what, I think I'm gonna just leave. I'm a bounce. This is too much. I have come to stop you, small child inhabited by a demon.
I'm not finished playing. You can't make me stop.
Bet.
I think it's trying to spoil my fun, Mother.
I don't think...
Of course you don't. Ever since you sent the knights away, you do nothing but deprive me of my fun. Frankly, it's getting dull. I crave excitement and action. This woman spoiled my sport by saving that stupid village. And now, she'll repay me.
Alright, now things should be better. Let's go. Get him.
As you wish. You're mine!
Is even the one I have to knock out, or I have to knock out all of them? Anyway. Dog. Go forth. And also... Alistair, deal with the arrows. The arrows are a problem. Yeah, they're all beaten on Tegan. So... y'all take out the arrows. Seems like a plan.
You never know what hit him.
Go.
It's either you or me. And it isn't going to be me.
Don't get blood all over me again. Ooh, now the fun part.
There we go.
Tegan.
He's fine.
Oh, Tegan. Are you all right?
I am... better now, I think. My mind is my own again.
Blessed Andraste. I would never have forgiven myself had you died. Not after I brought you here. What a fool I am. Please. Connor's not responsible for this. There must be some way we can save him.
You knew about this all along, though. Like, it's old. Like, for real.
Yes. I didn't tell you because I believed we could help him. I still do.
I'm sorry, my lady, but Connor has become an abomination. He's no longer your son.
You! You did this to Connor!
I didn't summon any demon. I told you. Please, if you'll let me help.
Help? You betrayed me! I brought you here to help my son, and in return you poisoned my husband?
This is the mage you spoke of? Didn't you say he was in the dungeon?
He was. I assumed the creatures had killed him by now. He must have been set free.
Yeah, that's right, and I stand by my decision. What you gonna do about it?
I know what you must think of me, my lady. I took advantage of your fear. I'm sorry. I never knew it would come to this.
Well, I shan't turn away his help. Not yet. And if Connor is truly an abomination...
He's not always the demon you saw. Connor is still inside him, and sometimes he breaks through. Please, I just want to protect him.
Isn't that what started this? You hired the mage to teach Connor in secret, to protect him.
If they discovered Connor had magic, then they'd take him away. I thought if he learned just enough to hide it, then...
You're a complete idiot. Joanne, what can you add to this discussion?
The demon in Connor needs to be destroyed. Killing Connor is the easiest way to do that, certainly. But there is another way. A mage could confront the demon in the Fade without hurting Connor himself.
What do you mean? Is the demon not within Connor?
Not physically. The demon approached Connor in the Fade while he dreamt and controls him from there. We can use the connection between them to find the demon.
You can enter the Fade, then? And kill the demon without hurting my boy?
No, but I can enable another mage to do so. It normally requires lyrium and several mages, but I have blood magic.
Bruh. Dude. Why? Why would you? We're already in the deep end here. We probably should not use blood magic at this point in time. Like, just saying. But like, no, let's see. What difference does this make?
Lyrium provides the power for the ritual, but I can take that power from someone's life energy. This ritual requires a lot of it, however. All of it, in fact.
So, someone must die? Someone must be sacrificed?
Yes, and then we send another mage into the Fade. I can't enter because I'm doing the ritual. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's not much of an option.
There's no other method.
The power has to come from somewhere, and that means either lyrium or blood.
Then let it be my blood. I will be the sacrifice.
What? Isolde, are you mad? Eamon would never allow this.
Either someone kills my son to destroy that thing inside him, or I give my life so my son can live. To me, the answer is clear.
Blood magic. How can more evil be of any help here? Two wrongs don't make a right.
It does seem like a sensible choice, with a willing participant.
Connor is blameless in this. He should not have to pay the price.
He's a little to blame.
It's up to you, my friend. You know more about such things than I do, and it's your companion going into the Fade. The decision is yours.
There's gotta be the other way, like with delirium.
You can find lyrium and more mages at the Circle of Magi, if they would even do it.
We can get there in time.
That is an excellent point. One of the treaties is also for the Circle of Magi, after all.
The tower is about a day's journey across the lake. You could attempt to get the mages' help.
But what will happen here? Connor will not remain passive forever.
That's alright, I'll take the chance. I think it'll be fine. I mean, we kinda killed most of the undead army anyway.
Very well. I will keep Jowan here as a precaution. He says he wants to help, so he will keep an eye on Connor with us. Go to the tower quickly, then. The longer you are away, the greater the chances of disaster.
Oop. Alright, so. Yeah, as much as I'm totally okay with, Isolde dying. I don't want her to have any sort of redemption for this. At all. No chance at redemption. I want her to live with this horrible stupidity for the rest of her life.
I do not like this talk of possessions and spirits and magic. It is unnatural.
Alright, so. We should not go anywhere else outside of this room while Connor is still possessed. Because the other guards and a bunch of other stuff will attack us. So it's best to just completely just walk out and leave. But also, if you do go to kill Connor, you do have the chance to punch Isolde in the face. And it's a shame that that's the only way to do that. Right, so... Yes, courtyard. Back to the courtyard. And we are just gonna mosey on back to the camp. Okay, get to the next section.
I don't understand. You look like a woman.
I am a woman, Sten.
You are a Grey Warden, so it follows that you can't be a woman.
Why not?
Women are priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight.
But that's not a very comprehensive list, my friend.
The laborers, soldiers, and Ashkari are men. There is nothing else left.
What if they don't want to be any of those things?
What does that have to do with anything? No one gets to choose who they are.
Didn't you choose to be a soldier?
Of course not. It is who I am. That's not up to me. A person is born, Gunari or human or elven or dwarf. He doesn't choose that. The size of his hands, whether he is clever or foolish, the land he comes from, the color of his hair, these are beyond his control. We do not choose, we simply are.
The person can choose what to do.
Can they? We'll see.
Sten disapproves, but only a little. Okay, before we head over to the Mage Tower, let's talk to people some more. See how everyone's doing. They have quite a bit to talk about. Okay, let's talk to... We talked a bit to Zev. We just talked to Sten a little while ago. Let's see how Leliana's doing. Actually, hold on. Let me see if some new items have spawned in the shop first.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, so I did an outfit change because that other one was causing issues. And an outfit change for everyone else too, so everyone looks slightly less generic. This is modded armor and stuff. It's from the item packs from Dragon Age 2. They are for the rogue and warrior classes, but only Hawk can wear them. So once I play Dragon Age 2, we won't be seeing those. So might as well show them off now, because I will be playing a mage in that game. Alright, let's start with Saralund.
Yes? What can I do for you?
About the past. Wait, what happened? Yeah.
Of course.
Talk more about that. Alright, the battle.
Once I sent your mother and you after your father, I stayed with the rest of our men to hold the doors for as long as we could. We knew we would not be able to hold them for long, so when Howe's men rammed them open, we fought. I ended up being wounded and knocked unconscious.
They weren't trying to kill you?
I am not sure if they were or not, really. Not everyone was killed. There were many prisoners beside me when I finally opened my eyes.
Go on.
Howe was parading himself before us, giving a speech on how much he had waited for this and how he deserved it. If anyone was unconscious or wounded, or felt too much pain to pay attention, they would hit them and throw cold water on them to make them listen.
What did he say exactly?
I don't remember much of what he said, just what I told you. I was bleeding from an open wound in my head. I felt dizzy. Everything was a blur. I was one of those who got hit and dragged around, as if more punches could make me focus.
This is horrible. Like, you should have listened because there's something important. No, this is horrible.
Others suffered a worse fate. Men who were too badly wounded to move were killed on the spot. The servants and children that were still alive were forced to gather the corpses and burn them. I don't have the strength to keep talking about this now, my lady. Please forgive me.
Of course. You should rest.
Thank you. Yes? What can I do for you?
You should rest. Let me ask you one more thing now. About to pass.
Of course.
Nothing yet.
I'll be here when you do, then.
No.
Yes? What can I do for you?
We'll leave things at that.
Of course.
Alright. People at the castle.
Maker
the
knows
castle.
we were all caught by surprise. Hal had been on good terms with your family for years. Nobody suspected anything. The soldiers arrived in the morning as planned to march to battle, but they attacked us instead. I tried so hard to save the castle and everyone in it. I could not.
Thank you for sharing this. This is abruptly cut like a lot of this.
Yes? What can I do for you?
So we're just gonna go down the line a bit.
Of course.
Alright. What happened? We'll do the parents last. What happened to Nan?
My lady, I am afraid Nan met the same demise as your family. I did not see her myself, but I do not think she could have been able to survive.
You survived. Maybe she did too. Despite being an old woman.
I guess anything is possible. I do not wish to crush your hopes. Maybe she survived indeed. You know, yes, maybe you are right. We should always hope for the best. Yes? What can I do for you? Of course.
Okay, what happened to the people of the castle?
This is hard for me. I have never seen such little mercy towards the fallen. When we were dragged outside, I regained consciousness and saw many wounded, but nobody was allowed to tend to them. The Arl's general pointed at the ones that needed desperate help and made the soldiers kill them mercilessly. They killed men, women, and children alike. Many of the surviving women were brutally beaten and raped by the soldiers. Men were forced to entertain the troops. It was horrible, utterly horrible. There was no dignity for anybody. Everybody was abused. People who were still able to walk, servants, they were forced to loot and burn the bodies of the dead. People they knew, friends and family.
This must be very hard for you.
I was outraged. I was tied down alongside my companions. My head was hurting, and I couldn't focus. Everything was flashing before me. The screams, that's what I remember the most. The screams of the women.
I didn't think I would want to kill him more, but here I am.
That crosses my mind every day, my friend. And the time will come. But for now, we have another task ahead. We should try to rest now.
Alright, one more thing.
Yes? What can I do for you? Of course.
What happened to my parents?
My lady, your mother did not survive. I am so very sorry. I do not wish to burden you any further with this. Both your parents died that day.
This is expected, but I want to know. I need to know how hard to take revenge.
I must admit, I cannot give you many details. They had already dragged me outside, and I was half conscious, but I saw soldiers dragging your parents' bodies out. The Arl looked at them briefly, gave a sign. The servants took them and put them next to the rest of the bodies. They were burnt along with the rest.
Walk around kicking and breaking things? No. Thank you. I had to know.
I wish things were different. The town and Tanner loved you, and I'm sure they'd be relieved that you were saved by their sacrifice.
Alright, let's go. Let's talk to Liliana's.
Yes?
Ellie, talk.
Well, here I am.
Right. So, what were you doing in the chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, right? As far as I know.
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Affirmed? But what did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Sounds suspicious, Liliana. Very suspicious. Let's talk to Zev.
Here I am.
Questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom, or so the saying goes.
And it has assassins.
Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Like, of course, my mother was better than any gem.
You have me there, indeed. I, for one, can make no such claim, as I never laid eyes on the woman. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
It sounds like you've been away from home forever, my friend.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Well, yeah, you screwed up on that one, bro. It's alright, Zev. Your home is still there.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. You need to make the most of where you are.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Yeah. Zev approves. Let's talk to do. Oh, my dog disappeared. Oh. Griffy.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Don't listen to Alistair. I've never fed you any human beings. Yet.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Might not want to tell him that. Alright then, let's talk to Alistair.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up.
You have a friend outside the Grey Wardens?
I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliff Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret, after all. But, after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking, and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
Well, that's good news.
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
If you want to, we could try.
Could we? I'd appreciate that. If something happened to her and I never went to at least see her, I don't know if I could forgive myself. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
New quest. Alistair's family.
Something on your mind?
Ask the questions.
Of course.
So how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Well, I mean, before that...
Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Hey, you think this is better than being a Templar?
Oh, I suppose the Chantry life is good enough for some. Here, we have the chance to fight against the Blight. To actually do some good instead of sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Alistair half approved. Let's talk to him some more, even though he said he was done talking. I feel like that's a lie.
Something on your mind?
More questions.
Of course.
The question. Alright. Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
Alright, and what's the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I want to know you, yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Arl Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you enjoy about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I mean... my home was taken over by Arl Howe. I'ma get that back, you wait.
Right. Stupid of me to ask. I'm sorry. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
No, they can be rebuilt. Like, we kind of know how to do the joining thing. We can find other wardens from the other countries.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
No, what we're supposed to be doing is hanging out for everyone.
Something on your mind?
Questions.
Of course.
Alright. Alright, what changes about you after joining?
You mean other than becoming a Grey Warden?
I mean, you've been a Grey Warden longer than I have.
You know, I asked Duncan this too, and all I got was, "You'll see."
You wouldn't tell you?
Oh, it's not that Duncan wants to keep it a secret. It's just that the Grey Wardens don't discuss it much. I gather it's not a pleasant topic. The first change I noticed was an increase in appetite. I used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the castle larder. I thought I was starving. I'd slurp down every dinner like it was my last. My face all covered in gravy. When I'd look up, the other Grey Wardens would stare, then laugh themselves to tears.
I haven't felt anything like that.
Really? Because I was watching you wolf down food the other day, and I thought, ooh, it's a good thing she gets a lot of exercise.
Wow. What can I say? I'm a growing girl.
I'll say. I didn't mean it like that. No, don't hit me. I bruise easily. Oh, and then there were the nightmares. Duncan said it was part of how we sense the Darkspawn. We tap into their, well, I don't know what you call it, their group mind. And when we sleep, it's even worse. You learn to block it out after a while, but at first it's hard. It's supposed to be worse for those who join during a blight. How is it for you?
Yeah, I know about the nightmares. That's been rough.
Some people never have much trouble, but that's rare. Others have trouble sleeping their entire life. They're just more sensitive, I suppose. Everyone ends up the same, though. Once you reach a certain age, the real nightmares come. That's how a Grey Warden knows his time has come.
Wait, what? Time has come.
Oh, that's right. We never had time to tell you that part, did we?
No.
Well, in addition to all the other wonderful things about being a Grey Warden, you don't need to worry about dying from old age. You've got 30 years to live, give or take. The taint, it's a death sentence. Ultimately, your body won't be able to take it. When the time comes, most Grey Wardens go to Orzammar and die in battle rather than waiting. It's tradition.
Dude! That's a nice thought.
And you wondered why we kept the joining a secret from the new recruits. There you have it.
Well, seems a bit of a high price to pay.
I suppose it is. We're the only ones who can stop the Blight, however. Is there a price too high to pay for that? You know, Duncan... he started having the nightmares again. He told me that in private. He said it wouldn't be long before he'd go to Orzammar himself. I guess he got what he wanted. I just wish it had been something worthy of him.
You'll be remembered, Alistair. As will the others. Also revenge.
I know. Ending the Blight should make this all worthwhile, right?
Alright, one more conversation with Alistair.
Something on your mind?
Questions?
Of course.
Alright. Alright, why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
Bro, you didn't trust me? I thought we were friends.
We are friends. I didn't mean to... It wasn't supposed to... Oh, let me explain. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you... I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
How about, by the way, I'm the heir to the throne?
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
Why? What happens when people find out?
They treat me differently. I become the bastard prince to them, instead of just Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
You want to be king? Why not?
Hello? Have you met me? I'm no leader of men. I don't want to be the person sitting on the throne and making decisions that affect the lives of others. It just isn't me. I guess I should be thankful that Arl Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's all right. Oh, I hope he's all right. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
Hey, Alistair, I do like you for who you are. Not just because of your blood and the fact that you're literally, like, in the position to stop an entire civil war. No, I like you for who you are, bro.
Oh. You see, I didn't know that. I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Disapproves a little bit. A little bit. He really doesn't want to be king. Right now. Let's talk to Morgan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you a thing.
If you must.
Let's see. Did you grow up in the Korkari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked, if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
I see. But you kept going back to the wilds.
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Huh. I can just imagine. That was very daring. Sounds like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
I completely agree. That is seriously.
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
And yet here you are. I'm glad it worked out this way.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Yeah. Morgan is grumpy about everything I do to try and be a nice person, but she really just wants a friend. Yeah, let's talk to Morgan more.
What do you wish of me?
Talk to Alistair a whole bunch.
If you must.
Let's see. Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Fun? You found it fun?
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more must have followed. I mean, if some went missing.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Do you still think it was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
I mean, you're probably right.
An enlightened view, or at least an agreeable one. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
I mean, there are worse things enough, but survival. Survival first. Right, last question to Morgan.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Considering what we've just learned after going to Redcliff, is there anything that can be done for a possessed mage?
'Tis the child abomination you speak of from the haunted castle? If what you seek is to remove the demon from the child without harming the child, there is a way indeed. There is a connection between the child and the demon, one which can be followed to the demon's true form within the Fade. There, the demon can be battled directly. Only a mage may enter the Fade. It requires lyrium and a group of mages to cast the ritual, neither of which we have, yes? And, had we those things, it would still fall on one mage alone to defeat the demon. No simple task, but there you have it.
Yes, I mean, we have a mage. Like, singular. Technically two, if you count Joanne. Technically two. Sam talks dead.
Yes.
Alright, so, well, what were you doing in that cage? Other than just, chilling.
Sitting, as you observed.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Are you gonna answer the question?
I did. Parshera, was there anything else?
Alright, I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
What's an Arishok?
The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
I see. Did you find an answer to his question?
A portion of it.
Don't you, have to report back then?
Yes.
So, when are you gonna do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
What? Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
I'll discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Alright, that's enough now.
Then I suggest we move on.
Alright, bye.
As you wish.
Hey, he approved +7. Because I asked him questions about the things. And didn't argue with him. Alright, we talked to everybody. Let's talk to Liliana a little bit more. We didn't talk to her very much. Then we'll move on.
Yes?
I'd talk.
Well, here I am.
What was life like in the Chantry?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending? How so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done. and I have talked enough for now.
Alright. Do... To a venture we shall go. To the Mage Tower.